Welcome to Hanging Out with Robert, that's me. This video contains things that I encounter throughout the day. If for some reason I complete a task and you would like to see the details, you can click on the link in the description area below. This video also contains tips and tricks that I learned throughout the years. I plan on leaving this video accessible for about 30 days. After that, you can view it through my Patreon account. Thank you very much for watching. Kicking off my day on my exercise. Wonder what this little fella's up to. Little garden snake. Man, he's moving slow. Hadn't seen one of these in a while. Well, now I know they're around here. Yuck. Kicking off the Tinker Day. A lot later than I expected. I don't know if you guys remember, but I was tearing into this throttle body to put a magnetic pickup on it and learned that it was binding. Sticks open. I talked to Alex. He said there's some corrosion going on inside. I think a magnet or something, and it's binding it up. It's pointless to rebuild it. It's a useless unit. You could cannibalize it for electronic parts, but fortunate for me, I don't have to do that because there was a S60 dropped in the local salvage yard recently. This was on a 99. I got it off a 99. It was a remanufactured Volvo one with the white sticker. There's the white sticker there. Not sure how long ago, but when I took it off the car in the salvage yard, it had the same software as Byron's car, so it worked fine. Well, then it started acting up, binding. I've seen them in action. When they go bad, the throttle plate is flickering in there, kind of like the throttle body. I call it having a seizure. And when they start that, it's just no good. So I took this one off the S60, it's an 01 S60. I plugged it in to the car. I ran a sweep test on it with the Vita computer software, and it had the same software in it, so it probably worked fine. As you can see, there's no binding in it. It sits just barely open in there. You might be able to see some light through it, but it's probably, I don't know, 2% open. But it's original. It's got the yellow sticker on there. It probably never had a problem and doesn't have a problem. Not all of them go bad, just most of them do. But before we put this in, we're going to put this new magnetic pickup on there so that hopefully it will never go bad and he can use it until he's done driving the car. So we're going to take this apart, put this magnetic pickup in there, and somebody shipped me another one that should be in that box. I'm going to do the same thing with that. So I'm going to rebuild 2 throttle bodies real quick, ship that one back out, go put this one on the car. Got some throttle body cleaner I'm going to use to clean it up just a little bit and continue with my day. Man, this is the hardest part of the job, raking that stuff out of there. I was using my Kershaw and broke the tip on that, got it jammed in there. So I need to get that replaced, but man, I think I got enough of it out now to break this loose and take this thing apart. Then I got to scrape stuff out that side on the second pin so I can solder to that. Man, this is crazy. Getting this stuff out of here has been tough. I think I got enough of it out, so I'm going to break that pin loose, bend that over so I can get ready to solder that. Break this loose, pull this out. Get ready to solder the next one, and then I got to scrape all this sealant out from around here and get ready to glue the new plate on. I got that piece pried up. I think I'm going to cut this top of it off and solder on the other piece. I don't think I need that thing that high, but I wanted to make sure it was pried away from the stuff down there. Let me pull this side off. When that thing broke loose, it brought all that sealant up with it. I'm going to buff those pins just a little bit with a file or something to get them a little cleaned off so I can get a good solder on them. I'm going to cut this shaft off. As you see, I put some tissue down in there to stop metal from getting in there. Put on some safety glasses. I'm going to use that to cut the shaft off, and I'm going to run a vacuum cleaner on it while I'm cutting it to try to get those shavings away from it. Let me go ahead and do that. cutting that shaft off took about 30 seconds with that. It did not work with the vacuum cleaner because the vacuum cleaner was trying to suck up the tissue. So I'm gonna go ahead and suck up the tissue now and the metal shavings and pull that nut off. This one says sensor safe RTV silicone gasket maker. That's what I'm going to use. I got these wires and connectors soldered in. Everything's where I want it to be. I'm gonna fill that hole, and then put a little bit around the edge so that I can glue this new lid on. Let's do it. Finally got done. Took me longer than I thought, man. Scraping that stuff out of that hole's a job. So, looks like it took me an hour and a half. It gave me some stuff to put on the wire to protect it. So I'm gonna put that on there. Flip this thing over, set something heavy on it so it'll keep that pressed down. And work on the next one. Got the sleeve on. I'm gonna put some either electrical tape on there, Gorilla tape in a couple places, or some small zip ties. Keep that in there and protect it. We are ready to install this thing and rock and roll. Whoop, whoop. Let me get the next one done. Hopefully I can do it within an hour. As you can see, this one has the white sticker on there. It has been remanufactured by Volvo or whoever they used to do that for them. So it should have the sealant in there that's easy to get out. I'm glad about that. Also, that when they rebuilt it, it was rebuilt before they started using magnetic pickups. So we're going to put a magnetic pickup on there. Somebody bought one of the kits, sent it to me to do and return to them. So I'm going to do this, send it back to them. As you can see, the wire loom on there is good, as was the last one that had a rebuilt sticker. The one that had the original yellow sticker, all of that wire loom protection was gone. So let me dig in here. Hopefully I can get this thing done a lot quicker than the last one. Last one took an hour and a half. Got a minor issue with this throttle body I'm modifying for you, and that is it functions freely opening and almost closing. It's probably about 4 or 5% open, but when it closes, it binds up a little bit. So I can close it, and sometimes it'll stay closed for 5 or 6 seconds. It shouldn't do that. See right there, it's closed and it hadn't popped back open yet. So I'm not sure how long this thing will work, but if it goes closed, I can't even pop it open now. There it goes, it popped open. So this thing may be on its way out. I had the problem with the last one like that. It was binding up. It wouldn't even open past like 25%, but maybe it'll work for a while. Cleaned it real good with some throttle body cleaner. It seems to be really freed up now, so we should be okay. This time I massaged these pins where they're almost level and they're easy to solder. Last time these were bent up and they were a lot higher than the pin from the sensor, so you might want to work those around with needle nose pliers or something like that. And I got this loose. Man, this was hard breaking loose this time, but I got it loose, so I'm ready to start soldering. Here's the label I made for these things. I'm gonna cut it out, tape it right there, put some clear packing tape over it. Maybe that'll last, who knows. But let me go ahead and get that on there so I can get these shipped out and deliver that one for installation. Folks, we are back to this V70R with a rebuilt ETM. Let's see if I brought the right key. Whoo, I didn't mail the key to Chicago. Awesome. Let's get this ETM installed, test drive this car, and see if that also fixed the brakes. Didn't have any brakes. No vacuum. I think the ETM was causing that, so let's see. Should be an easy job. I got the 4 screws there, the new ETM seal gasket. Oh, the oil dipstick is somewhere. Need to find that. There it is. The bolt's in there. We're good to go. Let's get this thing installed. We're going to see if the intake surface is clean before we do this. And get it on. And it's hard to tell if this hose is on all the way. Gotta get a camera under here. Let's see. Looks like it is, but I pulled the clamp up, so I need to push the clamp down before I tighten it. I have to loosen it to get it down because it's hard to lift that clamp. I moved it down a little bit. Let me see if I can move it down a little bit more. I think I'm done. Put these couple little things here on, and I could test drive this car and get out of here. Let's see if we can see if that deck is on good. Ugh. Yeah, man, that thing looks perfect. Perfect. I don't think I can see it around this side, but I can see it across the back. Got all the sensors plugged in, got the battery plugged in, got the gauges plugged in. Let me hook this up, fire this thing up, take it for a test drive. I don't know if I got to clear codes or not, but if the check engine light's lit, I will. So let me clean this up, fire it up, take it for a test drive. I could be wrong, but I think this car has had an ETM light on, or ETS light on, and since we had it. So let's see what happens now. It came with an ETM that was rebuilt by Zamodex, but it went bad. Here we go. No ETS light, and it's idling smooth. I'm gonna let it idle here for about a minute and take it for a test drive. I feel like I got brake pressure too. Oh man, this is gonna be nice. Put the air on so I don't die of heat stroke here. Let it idle for a minute or two before I drive it. Even has brakes. That ETM was even messing up the brakes. Let's take it for a spin. Woohoo! We got power, folks. Oh yeah, we're good to go. If you made it this far, I trust that you found some information that was either useful or entertaining, so go ahead and hit the like button. And if you would like notification of future videos that I post, please subscribe to the channel. I appreciate your support. You can follow me on other social media apps by looking for @RobertDIY. Some form of that should bring up the other channels that I have on places like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and so forth. If for some reason you need some more personal help, go to my website at robertdiy.com and use the phone number that I have posted there to send me a text message, or you can email me. If you have questions or comments, please make a comment below. And if you'd like to make some kind of financial contribution to what I got going on here, go to my channel and hit the more link at the end of the introduction statement, and it'll show you different ways that you can support me financially. Again, thanks for watching. I hope you have a great day.